everybody. Ransomware seems to be one of our most popular topics. We're talking about this with Danny Palmer quite often, unfortunately, Danny. And this is a really interesting piece you put together here specifically about how a trap of sorts was set up, putting together a fake industrial network to see how long it would take hackers to discover it and infiltrate. And it sounds like it didn't take them very long.
It didn't, no. It took 3 days before attackers had managed to infiltrate this fake network, which was set up by researchers at Cybereason to basically lure attackers in to examine how they operate. I mean, this what's called a honeypot site, because it's attracts criminals like bees to honey. It was designed to look like a real electric power company, what would be on that network. So it was set up so that there was industrial control systems on this network, these sort of operational control systems, information technology. And it was also given some of the standard security that these things tend to have. I mean, it wasn't the lowest level of security. I mean, there were passwords on things in separate networks, partially just so it looks like a real system, partially because maybe if an attacker saw this and saw there was no security whatsoever, they might think, this is too good to be true, I'm going to leave it alone. So yeah, they set this up, and then within 3 days, the attackers had found it and had started doing things on the network. And this continued with various groups of attackers finding this honeypot over the course of a few months.
Yeah, that's really scary, Danny, that it only took 3 days for it to be discovered. So talk about what they started to do, how they were attacking the network, so to speak.
But it started out with general reconnaissance, just looking around to see what was on the network. Just basically sniffing around to see what was there, as attackers will do once they find a network that's they can infiltrate, usually by some sort of open port facing the internet. They will have a look around to see what they can do. What was interesting in this case was that it didn't take long before this infiltration and snooping started becoming a bit more than just that. The researchers note that ransomware was the end goal for many of these campaigns, and often the attacker would try to get ransomware on as many of the systems as possible before pulling the trigger and letting it go. Obviously, with this not being a real network, there was nothing that could actually be impacted, and it was done in such a way where attackers could, they just see, oh well, this hasn't worked, and probably wander off. But it kept happening. Attackers from various different groups, crews, were finding this and trying to put ransomware on the network, which is a good thing that this wasn't connected, a real electric power station. But the implications of this, if this was an actual working power station, are quite severe.
Yeah, really scary, Danny, and the fact that the criminals tend to be a step ahead every time, that's even scarier. So, all right, well, I know we have a great deal of information about ransomware, cybersecurity in general, of course, on ZDNet. We hope all of you will check it out there. Thanks so much for watching.